This is Garrett Fry, the 3D digital matte painting sequence lead for the Cemetery sequence. We're taking a look at shot 1404. So let's go ahead and play that. So you can see in this camera move, we are pushing in really close to this gravestone. This gravestone is the key part of the shot, but it is a bit boring. And so we're going to need to replace this gravestone with something new. And when we do replace it, we're going to want to just make it just a little bit bigger than the one that we have there. That way we're not replacing stuff that goes in the back. We're not really interested in doing that. That's a lot more work. And so let's create something bigger and a bit wider there too. And if we can maintain the really nice rim light that we have in this gravestone, then that would be great as well. So we also have this space over here to put additional gravestones in the distance. I'm going to let you play with that and figure out a good composition, but you can kind of layer these back and create kind of a composition that, directs the eye as you see fit. So also at the head of the shot here, you can see that there's a bunch of opportunity to create more gravestones here in the foreground. And these gravestones are great because they're going to be really close to camera and they're going to zoom off frame, which is a really cool look because it makes it feel like the camera crawls through all of these gravestones. And so you have this foreground area here and this background area here and here. So when you are creating the projections for this shot, you are going to need to do some roto work, but that's pretty easy roto work because these are really straight edges. So not really a problem there. And everything that you add in is going to need to be projected in 3D and ran through a 3D camera. So you're going to need to have the stuff in the back. If there's not a lot of parallax, then those can be on cards. But at some point, as they move closer to the camera, you're going to need to fill out the geometry with detail. And as to how much detail that you add in depends on the camera move. So you put something in there, you do some tests and figure it out. And something interesting with this camera move is that you need to figure out where to put in your projection cameras. Do you put a projection camera here? Do you put a projection camera here? Do you split the difference? And then do you use patch cameras? And so there's a lot of decisions that you need to make when you're approaching this shot. And but as far as the selection of gravestones, you can go through the photo library. There's a ton of stuff out there in that library, along with photogrammetry assets that you can use if you want to use a full 3D lit and rendered model. Before starting out on the shot, it's really important to familiarize yourself with the extensive photo reference in the library. It is worthwhile to do quick matte painting concepts so you can start to understand what kind of photography works for what particular situation. Also, make sure you're utilizing the asset library, especially for those shots that require continuity between environments. These assets can be a huge help, and remember that every asset has high resolution photography, so if the asset is not high enough resolution when rendered, you can overlay it with photography.